PLEB 16.
What's up, you damn plebeians? Neil with the Balding Plebs, and I'm joined here tonight by my brother and the king of no BS himself,
Mr. fucking YouTube, baby.
Mr. YouTube. Here's a discussion I want to have with you. I've been teasing it with you a couple times now, and it's a discussion it's time for us to have. We may have even discussed it on this channel already, but we're going to discuss it again, especially as we start seeing games like The Division 2, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and any Assassin's Creed released probably in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's a discussion I want to have with you. It's definitely going to trigger a lot of people, but I think it's a truth that we need to face.
Let's face it.
Games aren't innovating. They're selling us the same shit, and why it is so important to stop pre-ordering every new game they throw it at us.
Well, I think just in a broader respect, there are very few times, and I'll say this right here. You guys know we're huge gamers. We run the YouTube channel. We are excited for certain games that are coming out, right? There's no doubt about it. I know everybody is.
Yep.
We all have that. We all want to be day one on this. We all want to be there Friday night at open of the new movie.
Yep.
There is something about it. I get it. But realistically, guys, very rarely, we got to be fair to ourselves, be fair with each other here.
Yep.
Should you ever day one a new $60 game anymore?
Rarely.
Very rarely.
Almost never, in fact.
We gotta face it. And it's hard. It is hard because, you know, you watch the trailers, you get in with the community, and you're talking about it, and you're excited for that launch, and there is something really fun about being there at launch night.
Yep.
And getting in on a new game. There is.
Absolutely.
We've all been there. We go to GameStop, pick up our new copies, or, you know, download them, whatever, and midnight hits, man, and that thing's loaded up and we're playing. There is something really fun about it. I get it. Okay?
I agree.
So, I don't want to take that away from it, because I do enjoy that experience myself. But realistically, when you look at it, guys, from a value standpoint, when you look at it from a monetary standpoint, and when you look at it from a quality standpoint, day one in games at a $60 price point, with the state of the way the games are being released today,
It's
is
stupid.
almost always a bad idea.
Yep. It's stupid.
Almost always.
I would say 8 times out of 10, it's a stupid decision.
Now, I don't want to sit here and come on here and tell you never to do it, because, look, we're all going to have a couple of games that we're over the moon for, and we got to have day one.
Yeah.
Us included. Resident Evil 3 is going to drop. You know we're getting it day one.
Last of Us Part 2.
You know we're getting it. Day one. We got to have it. You know?
Cyberpunk 2077.
But realistically, it might not be the best decision for everyone, especially if you're in a situation where money is an issue.
Absolutely.
Think about it like this. Almost every game, especially as you get close to the holidays. Oh, my package with 2 items was delivered.
Wait.
Dun, 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 dun! Mr. YouTube got a package. Oh, Neo! Neo! I've never run upstairs so fast in my life. Dun, 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 dun. Got my package. All right, let's open this motherfucker right live on camera. Come on, baby. Show it to me, Daddy. What did we get? Oh, what? Oh, baby. Okay. We interrupt this discussion for a live unboxing from our friends at Amazon.
I'm not keeping any of this.
You better.
I'm not.
If you don't upload my live unboxing, I'm gonna be so mad.
We're just here to pleb talk and discuss why you shouldn't day one games. In the meantime, Mr. fucking YouTube is unboxing some vinyls.
Oh, fucking Nirvana, baby!
So which vinyl is that? Which one is that?
This is actually the classics. This is kind of like a greatest hits from Nirvana.
Nice.
Dun, da, dun, da, dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Gotta go listen to my finals. I haven't had this much fun listening to music in like forever.
I don't remember the last time you actually listened to music.
Oh my god! And Pearl Jam
Oh
10.
yes.
People, finally! I do not own this yet. So excited for this. It has one of my favorite songs on it, Release, which is one of my favorite Pearl Jam songs ever. For you guys that have watched the Wrigley Field live concert, that is one of my favorite live performances of all time. Just an awesome freaking album, and I cannot wait to listen to this. Let's listen to this track list, guys. Once, Even Flow, Alive, Why Go, Black, Jeremy. That's side 1. Side 2, Oceans, Porch Garden, Deep, and Release. I mean, are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. How cool is that? Live unboxing right here. What are we talking about again?
We are talking about day 1 in games.
Yeah.
And why it's
not day 1. No.
Well,
now, you guys know we're gonna day 1 some games. You know we are. You guys are all gonna day 1 some games. But realistically, and this is where I'm talking realistically here, especially if money is an issue.
Yep.
And especially if these games are releasing toward the holiday season, October or later, especially then. You know Black Friday they're going to be on sale.
Of course they are.
You know Christmas they're going to be on sale.
Of course they
you
are.
know after Christmas they're going to be on sale. You know it, right? It's every year.
Ghost Recon Breakpoint, October 4th, $59.99. January 4th, $19.99, $5 coupon, $15.83.
So just understand the value of a new game is like buying a new car.
And driving it out of the lot and watching your value tank by about 20 grand.
Boom. 50% value after you take it off that lot.
At least.
You know, and you look at these new games, 3 weeks, a month after they release, you're getting them at least 25% off.
Yeah.
35% off, and a lot of times you're grabbing them at 50% off. Okay?
I've had this conversation with Briarios multiple times.
Especially when you're around the holidays.
Absolutely.
They are throwing these things away for 50% off minimum a lot of times. You see it all the time. So, to day 1 a game, in this day and age, with so many games coming out, and so much competition for people's free time, right? Because of the phone games, right? The free-to-plays, the Fortnites of the world that just dominate time spent, right? These companies rarely can get $60 for a game outside of that first week of release. I mean, we got to be honest about it. And I know there is that little thing that just wants you to have it day 1. And I know it's exciting to get it day 1. I know it is. Because I feel it too, all the time. But you can save yourself a ton of money if you just are 6 months behind on games. You know, if you literally buy your backlog 6 months behind the release schedule, you can get games at 50% off almost all the time.
Well, I find this funny, right? So I have a couple friends, I'll talk to them about games that they're watching. And they buy these games on launch day, $60. And I'll say, hey, did you play Resident Evil 2 Remake? No, I picked it up. I got it when it came out, but I haven't played it yet. This is 2 months after the release.
Yeah.
And I legitimately said to them, well, why the fuck did you buy it then?
Yeah, you can go buy it right now for half the price.
For 30 or 45 bucks. So let's think of it like this, right? So let's say you buy 10 games a year. And, you know, there's going to be 2 or 3 games that you buy, okay, where you're going to day 1.
Yep.
Right?
You're really excited for it. And we're going to give you that because we do the same thing, and it's not fair for us to sit here and criticize and then still do it.
100%. So let's say you buy 8 games at a day 1 price.
Yep.
$480.
That's right.
And that's AAA $60 titles.
$60 AAA titles, no collector's editions, no upgrades. That's $60 flat price.
So now let's say you buy those same 8 games at a $30 price point. Now this is going to sound like a lecture. But this is kind of like, you know, a shout out for some of my subscribers that tell me that money is tight. And we actually have quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Trying to pay rent, trying to pay my phone bill, trying to pay my internet bill. If you buy those same 8 games at a $30 price point, think of this. It's $240. That's insane.
It's a $240 savings.
That's $240 for phone bills, for food, for clothing, for things like that. And the people that don't think that way are the same people complaining that they never have money.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not criticizing people for day 1 in games. I'm criticizing people that buy every new game on day 1, but then complain that they don't have any money.
Or buy them on day 1 and then don't play them for 2 months.
You have no place buying that game on day 1 if you're not going to play it on day 1.
Exactly.
There's no reason to. And conversely, I think we can make the argument, and I think we can make a discussion, that really some of the only people that should be buying games on day one at all are influencers, YouTubers, and Twitch streamers. Now, that's not to say that it's like a law, right? You can't buy it unless you're X, Y, and Z. We're not going to get into that. That's a little extreme. But realistically, do you really need to pay that $60?
Well, look at it like this, and here's another point that's even more critical than that. How many games come out day one unfinished? Almost all.
Look at a game like Anthem.
Yeah.
Like Fallout 76. These are two games that people were not a discussion. This isn't debate. This is a spoiler. People were excited for. Like, we got mocked on this channel for making fun of Fallout 76 pre-release. It was one of the worst releases in recent history.
That's right.
Anthem.
And they charged $60 for it.
Anthem. A nearly empty game. Very little content for the price you paid.
$60.
Disgusting. Anthem is a $20 game. Fallout 76 is a $20 game maximum if you're desperate.
Now, with all the updates they've done.
Yeah.
Now it's a $20 game.
Yeah. When it released, it should have been free to play.
Exactly.
But you know what really gets me about a game like Fallout 76, for as shitty as the release was, and this could even be a discussion for another day, that cash shop sure worked.
Yeah.
That fucking cash shop worked.
So, guys, look at what you're getting for $60. You're getting an unfinished product. You're supporting unfinished product. Okay? Wait a month. They're going to have 3, 4, 5 updates and patches, fix things that are broken.
You might get it for $10 less.
You might end up getting significantly more content.
Right.
For a lot of these games, they have content they're adding after release, and then you get it on the super special edition price.
Yep.
You're getting a full game for half the price of the broken game. If I sold you a broken car, would you pay me full price for it?
If I sold you open, rotten, past its date food, you'd be pissed. So my question is, as consumers, right, when I go to our grocery store and I buy a pound of hamburger and it smells rotten and rancid when I go to cook it that night for dinner and I have friends over and I look like a total fucking idiot, I'm mad.
Yeah.
I go back to the store and I get my $12 back.
Yeah.
Why don't we demand that same thing from game companies? Or is it because
I don't know. Why have we done that? Why have we allowed that?
Or is it because that we as gamers don't stand up for ourselves? They always like to make the argument about early access games, which some of these games on release feel like early access games. Well, you can't judge an early access game on release. Bullshit, you can't.
They ask for money for it, you can judge it.
They ask for money for it, I'm reviewing it. And I'm reviewing it just as harshly as I do any other game that comes out. In Game X's current state, it's not good, it needs to change. Early access, full release, demo, doesn't matter to me. I'll give you my honest thoughts. If you're charging money for something, I want my quality. The problem is, we as gamers, as a community, don't demand that.
Yeah. We've allowed for that. We
have allowed ourselves to be taken advantage of. And the only way to change that, the only way I think that we change that, is if we as, I'm not going to say as a collective group, because I don't think all of us are ever going to band together and say no. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Because there's always going to be somebody that goes out on day one and buys the next Madden or buys the next Call of Duty, whatever. Doesn't matter. But I think the only way to change that is you say, no, I'm not giving you $60 for that game. I'll give you $40 for that game. Or I'll give you $30 for that game. That's what I feel like I should be paying. I'm a smarter consumer. I'm a smarter gamer. I'm not going to give you $60 for that broken piece of shit day one. I'm going to get it for $20 in 4 months.
You wouldn't do it with a car, guys. You wouldn't go into a new car lot, see a car without an engine, and give them the full price for it.
So why the hell are we doing it with games?
And a lot of times with games, they're saying, hey, give us the full price for this game, and we're going to add more content later. We're going to fix the broken stuff as we go along, and then we're going to drop the price for all the people that waited. I mean, that's got to make you feel kind of shitty. Just to say you got it day one, just to say you played it right away. It's not even that enjoyable.
Just to stream it for your 2 viewers that don't give a shit anyway? So let's talk about this for a second. Look at a company like EA. Jedi Fallen Order. How many people did we talk to that were concerned about playing Jedi Fallen Order because of EA?
Well, I was one of them.
A couple of my friends on Steam, people that are subscribed to the channel, 2, 3 of them. Other friends we've talked to, same thing. It's done by EA. I don't want to buy that. I mean, we've had, as gamers, right? We've had 2 huge victories in the past year. Basically saying, no, you're not going to charge us that much money on Battlefront for Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
We're not paying that. This is fucking ridiculous. Change this shit. And they stood up to him. And I give them credit for that. I give them props for that. Right?
Yep.
Then look at what we got because we voiced and we spoke up and we said, fuck you.
The best Star Wars game of a generation.
One of the best games EA has released, arguably,
ever.
In 5 years, if not ever.
Yeah.
Because we stood up for ourselves.
That's right.
And I'll give Respawn credit where it's due. Respawn makes great games.
When they're allowed to. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my point, right? That's the point I'm trying to make. There were countless opportunities in Jedi Fallen Order for them to say, we're going to microtransact the shit out of this bitch.
Yep.
And they didn't do it.
So there's a completed experience, a game that is a groundbreaking, not really from a gameplay perspective. I wouldn't say it's groundbreaking, but it does use a single player Star Wars game, which we haven't seen in a long time.
Not a good one, anyway.
Not a good one in a very long time. Pretty good story, pretty good characters, pretty good time setting within the universe, which I like. Pretty good combat mechanics, good skill tree, good upgrades, excellent exploration. So that game, really, you look at it, is probably one of the better packages at $60 that you could get, right? From a developer saying, okay, let's create this. It reminded me a lot of last year's Spider-Man game, where, again, you weren't 100% sure what you were going to get. A game that kind of came out of, at least for me, kind of came out of nowhere. And I was like, okay, yeah, it looks pretty good. But, you know, Spider-Man games have been hit and miss, and you're just not sure. But really ended up being awesome. So I felt the same way with the Star Wars game. So, again, certain games get it right. We want to reward those games, right? We want to put our money where our mouth is and reward those games. So, you know, that Star Wars Fallen Order is an excellent game and deserves the money versus something maybe like Ghost Recon Wildlands, which you see. Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Well, you could call it Wildlands. It's the same thing.
Yeah, basically, which is maybe more of a cookie cutter, you know, basically a looter shooter in a different setting, a different name.
The Division 2 in a different setting.
So, again, do you day one every game? Even Jedi Fallen Order, to be fair, while I do think it is worth $60, do you have to day one it? No, you can pick it up for about $38 to $40 about a month after release.
I'll link it in the description.
So, you know, again, the realistic discussion here is, do you day one these games at $60, guys? There's always one or two that we're super excited for, and we want to get day one. I get it. Everybody's got that. But from a money standpoint, from a value standpoint, you get a better game the longer you wait. You get it for less money, and you get a more updated version.
Well, especially
it's hard to justify the day one pricing for games.
Especially on some of these games as a service games, which is what Ghost Recon Breakpoint is.
Yeah. It's very hard to justify day one pricing for games when you're getting a better product the longer you wait.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of the opposite of, like, literally almost everything else, you know, that you buy in life in a lot of ways.
Yeah. But, you know,
because the technology allows for updates to come through at any time. The more stuff they add to it, the more updates they do, the more bugs they fix, the more patches they put out, the better experience you're getting. And the lower the price is going to be because the longer it's been out.
I agree with you.
So technology is one of those things where, boy, the longer you wait, the better off you're going to be. It's like going to a movie at the theater, right, at $10 a person or $12 a person, and renting it for $3 and having everybody over to the house to watch it.
And the beer doesn't cost you $4 or $5 a bottle.
Yeah. So, again, it's kind of that discussion, too. So, again, hey, we all got a game we got a day one once in a while. I get it.
We're not telling you not to do that.
But think about it. You know, if you can wait 3 to 4 months on a game, you're almost guaranteed to get it at 50%. Wow.
My thought process has always been this, right? Couple games that I'm really excited for that the channel really wants to see. I'm going to day one them.
Mm-hmm. I'm
going to play them. I'm going to stream them. I'm going to record them. I'm going to no BS review the shit out of them. But a lot of those games, we saw it with the Division 2. I got the Ultimate Edition for $30.
And that's 100. What was it? 120 on release?
It was like 119 or 120. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ghost Recon Breakpoint, $60 on release. I got it for $15 because I waited.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I wanted to play it, but I certainly wasn't going to buy it on day one.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that, and you know, here's maybe something else we can discuss real quick. How many times are there, and I'm quoting, exclusive pre-order bonuses or special pre-order giveaways from stores like GameStop or Best Buy that you can only get by pre-ordering a game? Almost like it's built to foster the idea of pre-ordering games. The idea of getting that $60 or that $50, depending on what versions you're buying, day one. What are your thoughts on that, Mr. YouTube?
Well, from a company standpoint, I mean, obviously...
From a business standpoint, it's genius.
Yeah,
it's great.
They want every $60 pre-order they can get.
Absolutely.
And I get it. Obviously, you want people to give you $60 for something instead of $15. Yeah. But a lot of those pre-order bonuses, guys, are going to be what? In-game cosmetics, in-game weapons that you're going to easily get a better item in a couple hours of gameplay.
Yep.
So, realistically... Or what, an extra skill point or two that you don't really need?
Yeah.
You don't desperately need it. And again, you can wait that couple of days or that couple of weeks, save yourself $20, and oh, wow. And half the time you end up getting the game and still got the pre-order bonus in it. You know,
how many times have I gotten that?
They don't sell enough copies, pre-order enough copies. They have a whole bunch of them left over with the pre-order bonuses in them. So... that's something to think about too. You know, they're kind of selling you a raw deal when they do that. So, or oh, you get a poster. I'm like, come on, man, you pay $20 for a poster? No way. So, just some things to seriously think about. You know, again, not trying to sit on here and tell you never to day one a game, but definitely telling you you don't have to day one every game.
Yeah.
And if you're like some of the people we talk to that day one games and then leave them sit in their closet and don't even play them for 2-3 months, you're really wasting your money. Yeah. You can pick it up before, you know, with the digital age now, you can get it right away and download it immediately from the comfort of your own house on sale at $20 or $30 off. I mean, that's what you want to do. And then you can take that money and buy 2 games for the price of 1.
Yep.
And I guess for me, I like to... I mean, if I do pay that type of money, I like to complete the game, you know? So I don't need to buy more than 1 game at maybe a month, realistically.
So think about it like this. Here's a great example. Resident Evil 2 Remake, right? I bought that day one.
Mm-hmm.
I also played through it 4 times.
Yep.
I also probably streamed it 6, 7, 8 times. Bunch of gameplay episodes, no BS review, did the breakdown review for the collector's edition, did all that good stuff, right? I got my time's worth, I got my money's worth out of that game, right? Look at a game again.
And then you sold it back.
And I sold it back. And I got $20, $25 for it on the return. Okay.
So you ended up only having an investment of $35 for that.
Yeah.
For 4 playthroughs and a bunch of streams and a bunch of... So that's not so bad.
Yeah.
From a value standpoint.
So for me, the value was there. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You know, now, honestly, a game... I'm just going to keep using Ghost Recon Breakpoint because it's what we're showing here. A game like Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Am I going to ever play through the entire game? Probably not. Seriously.
Yeah.
Probably not. But the time I get out of it, that's worth $15 to me.
Yeah.
Might get a couple gameplays with Briarios. Might get a couple gameplay sessions with some other subscribers or something. Cool. That'll make me happy. I'll have a lot of fun with it. But now if I had paid $60 for it, I'd be pissed. Because I just bought the Division. I don't need to buy the same game twice. So, I don't know. I think there's a lot of hype culture being built into gaming. You can give me your thoughts on this coming up, to the point to where people are very blinded by their excitement for something, which I'm not saying you can't be excited for something. I'm hyped to the moon for Resident Evil 3 Remake. I'm day one-ing it. But I'm not day oneing, every single fucking game coming out in 2020 either.
Yeah.
I was just watching a couple videos by some other YouTubers talk about all the different games that were coming out that they're buying.
And they're all excited for every game that's coming out.
I'm like, how are you this excited for every one of these games? How many of them are being given to you by developers? Like, there's no way you're paying $60 for every one of those games. It's just not financially possible or feasible. There's no way. So, I don't know. I'm day oneing Resident Evil 3 Remake, but I'm not day oneing, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. If I'm going to play Kakarot, that's a renter. Mm-hmm. If I'm...
Yeah, even have a tiered list if you want of your absolute top 2 or 3 must-have day ones, games you can wait on for a couple months.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you can't play them ever, Just because you don't day one it doesn't mean you can't play it, And so then you have a list of games you want to play at some point when they're on sale, and then you have a list of games that you're going to get when they're on the bargain bin, basement sale.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how you do it. That's how you want to separate it out. And, obviously if you're day oneing something, if you're not day oneing it, don't ever pay $60 for it.
No.
Realistically. Or maybe you want to say week one. But realistically, if you don't day one it, and I mean day one as in play it on day one significantly, there's no point to pay $60 for it, because a month later it's going to be at least $20 less.
Yeah. My honest thoughts on day oneing games is if you aren't day oneing a game, you shouldn't pay more than $40 for it.
Yeah,
ever.
Basically.
Ever.
Yep.
Under any condition.
Yep.
And you shouldn't have to trade in games to get that price either. You should get that price.
Yeah, it'll be on sale at $20 off somewhere, right? Either Best Buy will have it, Walmart, GameStop, Amazon, or the PlayStation Store. One of the big 5 is going to have it.
I will say very few games actually hold their value. There are a few games like the Pokemon series. Yeah. Where, maybe they go down $5 or $10 in value in their lifetime. Yeah. Which is incredible to me. Mm-hmm. But, very few games have that. Yeah, very few games do that. You look at a game like Monster Hunter World on PS4. Like, let's say you never bought Monster Hunter World. Right now, you can get it for what, $15 or $20? Yeah, that's the best $15 or $20 you can spend in gaming right now. I think, if you like that style of game. Yeah, that's always an underlying asterisk too.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, if you don't like the style of game, like just because there's a racing game on sale for $10 doesn't mean I'm going to buy it.
No fucking way.
I mean, obviously it's got to be a game you want.
Yes,
but still, even after Monster Hunter World came out and it was a super successful game, a couple months after release you can get it for $40. So keep that in mind, guys.
A couple months after release and a few updates and new monsters.
Yeah. So you're even getting a better product at that $40 price point. So just keep that in mind. Again,
I think it can't be overstated that the purpose of this video is not to tell you to never day one a game, because that would be a lie. Yeah. We day one games, you day one games, like we know that as gamers, we're excited for stuff like that. But the purpose of this video is to tell you, if you're not playing it on release day, don't buy it until you can get a better price for it.
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah, if you're not day one in the game, you're not paying $60 for it.
No,
or $50,
no condition.
Depending on your platform.
Yeah, under no condition.
Yeah. And
you know what's going to be on sale.
Well, you can even look at PC games, like Steam-based games, right? Mm-hmm. So you look at the Steam store, they have Steam sales. Some of these games that come out $49.99, $59.99, whatever, you can get them for $10, $15 less on a spring sale, on a summer sale, on a winter sale. Mm-hmm. And these are brand new games.
Yep.
So if you're not buying that game day one, you're waiting for one of those sales. And that's what a smart consumer is going to do.
Absolutely.
And that's a great way, I think, to tell companies, I don't like your game enough to spend $60 on it on day one, because you're not innovating enough. You're not giving me enough of a reason to buy it day one.
Mm-hmm. Or there's too many broken aspects of it.
Yeah.
That haven't been patched yet.
Absolutely.
So I'll wait till you get the full thing out with the patches out, and then I'm going to come up there, snag it on sale, and get the full experience.
This has been a really great discussion. You know that?
Well, it's just realistic. It's like probably one of the few things in the world that you can buy that the longer you wait, the better it gets, and the cheaper it gets.
Absolutely.
So it's something to kind of think of. It's very counterintuitive. Right. A lot of times people think, wow, if I pay the full price for something, right away I'm going to get the best possible item. Right? And that's not true with games for the most part.
And I think sometimes the argument is made like, well, the day one patch isn't out yet. Dude, fuck you. Like, you just released your game for $60. It should work.
Yeah. And even with the day one patch, though, usually that's just taking care of very major things that get the game functioning. And it doesn't add the extra content. It doesn't tidy up a lot of little, odds and ends that are broken, and that, after, like I said, a couple months, they're going to have ironed out.
Yep.
So, something to really keep in mind, guys, when we go forward here as we move to 2020
and beyond.
And you have this, you look at the slate of games that's set to release. Nobody is hyped to the moon for every single game coming out, right? Obviously, some of those games can be waited on, and you can pick them up on sale. And then you pick your top 2 or 3 that you want to have right there, right away, that you're going to play right then, right away, and those are the ones you day one. And that's how you save yourself an awful ton of money.
Yeah.
So, food for thought.
Plebs, we want your thoughts about this discussion down in the comments. Let us know. I'm going to link a few of the games we discussed tonight, specifically Jedi Fallen Order, right down in the comments to an associate link for Amazon. If you guys buy it there, it supports the channel. We're required to tell you that, and you are not required to purchase it through that link. I'm Neo with the Balding Plebs, joined by my brother,
Mr. fucking YouTube, baby.
Like you said, a little bit of food for thought on why sometimes pre-ordering and day one-ing a game is not always your best option. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you right here next time for more honest, real YouTube content just like this.
You're welcome.
GG, you plebs.